the Florida football players, like every single one of them, as they got off the bus. Give them little kisses on the cheek.
So I Googled this because I did not know this was a thing. And I just Googled, like, Florida coach kissing players. And instantly there was a YouTube video.
Coach kissing players?
Florida coach wife kissing players. And it's the face grab.
The
for
caressing,
me that really caught me off guard. Is it's like an in-depth, like staring into your soul, deep eye contact, 2-hand face grab.
Yep.
So the more you know. We do have some news in college football, though, here briefly.
Wait, before you do it.
Speaking of Florida.
I don't care about that.
There's a segue.
We're a live betting show. Please give the update. Go ahead. Fire one off.
Quinshon Judkins.
That's right. Another touchdown, 31-6. This is the best thing about it. I mean, I'm going to lose out on this teaser, but I don't care because at least I'm getting some touchdowns for my offensive rookie of the year. Before we know, does Tua Tagovailoa come back out for this drive? Yes or no? Just say it.
No.
I'm going to say no, too. Total right now, his passing yard prop is still up at 142.5.
We'll see. We'll report back. Worth noting, though, that total has gone over.
It has. Yes, good call.
So Derek Stevens somewhere is very, very pleased with that final Quinshon Judkins touchdown. Maybe it is a little tricky.
You gotta drag it out. Quinshon Judkins.
Got to really enunciate.
Sauce Gardner down with a concussion as well, so we'll see what the result of that is going to be. That is, I think, a battle of the backups. Is Andy Dalton still in? I was going
to say Bryce Young hasn't returned, I don't believe.
So but for those who are just joining us, Bryce Young, ankle injury, went back to the locker room. Andy Dalton is still in the game. So that has become a battle of the backups with the Panthers up 13-3 right now. I apologize. Firings. Continue.
Yeah, well, my transition from Florida to Florida is gone. But,
Carolina, I believe, shares a border with Florida.
Billy Napier was fired earlier today, ladies and gentlemen.
Is that true?
I don't think so.
Okay. I don't know.
Well, I mean, definitely not North Carolina.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And South Carolina's, it's still way higher than Florida.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
Who taught you geography?
Don't act like you could just rattle off. Yeah, don't act like you could just rattle that off real quick. By the way, Kenny Pickett's into the game, 31-0, and then the Chiefs recover.
6 minutes to go in that one, but an absolute rout from the Kansas
Billy
City
Napier,
Chiefs.
one of multiple.
Yes, so this is where I actually wanted to go because we talked earlier about the Billy Napier layer of it, and I feel like this is a long time coming out there in Florida. But a second head coach was fired today, and I feel like these NFL Sundays have kind of become the day for week after week, head coaches being out. But Colorado State, let's go Jay Norvell after Saturday's loss to Hawaii as well.
Yeah, so this is one where I don't want to say you saw it coming in the middle of the season, but so I have two win totals, both in the Mountain West. One of them was Colorado State under. If you go back to last year and you really paid attention to the Mountain West, Colorado State made out like bandits because their schedule was so easy. They played the easiest schedule in the conference. They played all of the bottom dwellers, missed out on the big boys, and they threatened for a potential spot in the Mountain West Conference Championship game despite the fact that they weren't a particularly good team.
Yeah.
And you figured that this was going to come to roost this year for Colorado State. Sure enough, it has. It loses to Hawaii. By the way, they get Hawaii bowling. Already the sixth win for Hawaii just coming yesterday.
Yeah, you were saying earlier you cashed your win total
That's right.
already.
So the win total goes over for Hawaii already there. So a good job by Timmy Chang, Tim Murray's best friend. And I think that when you look at Colorado State, I don't think it was a surprise that they decided to move on. I think last year was definitely a flash in the pan. And as I made the joke to you, Norvell, over the course of his career, if you really look at it, sometimes it helps when you have a Romeo Dubs on a Nevada team that overperforms. And that's really the only thing that he had as something he could point to on his resume. So I'm going to be curious to see what happens here for Colorado State. For those who don't really know, and this is like the minutia of college football, it is a well-funded program. They're going to be able to go out and get a relatively decent coach. There's money behind it.
It's a great place to live, too.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And I don't know how much it factors into it, but going to the Pac-12 obviously next year is going to be looming over this thing, too. And it makes sense. Look, if you're moving to a new conference and you feel like you're at the bottom here, might as well just move on, see what you got, and then go from there. Let kids decide whether or not they're going to transfer over the course of the next few weeks as the season comes to an end.
Yeah, 2-5 this season, 1-2 in conference play. Norvell finishes 18-26 in his 3.5 seasons at CSU. But I talked to you about this earlier. I always think some of those in-conference moves are odd. Like that he went from Nevada to Colorado State was always a weird move to me too. In general,
I don't think so. I mean, I think you underestimate how bad a state Nevada athletics is, specifically with the football program.
Yes, potential. But I mean, they've had their moments over the years.
They've had their moments, but they're still a really underfunded and kind of not great program overall. in terms of the financial backing. So I think it makes some sense, especially given what Colorado State could pay. By the way, I think the more interesting aspect of this, Rams 4.5-point dogs on the road to Wyoming this coming weekend. That's where it opens. So you do wonder if maybe you get the bump. Hey, Penn State got the bump. They stayed inside the number. They lost, but they covered.
Speaking of the bump, how about UAB?
Mm-hmm.
Like, massive.
Yeah. So I don't know. We talk about these situations all the time, but
in college, and is it? I don't know the metrics behind this, but in college football, is that more prevalent than the NFL?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know offhand, like not the exact numbers, but
I would say
do you think that's
anecdotally,
more of a trend?
I would say anecdotally, it probably makes more sense. It would be stronger in college. I mean, in the NFL, all right, you got fired. Who cares? My game check's $2.1 million. I'm going home. Like, you know what I'm saying, though? Like, there's not that where kids, especially in college, and especially at these levels, I mean, for Penn State players, more than likely you're going to have a pretty soft landing spot in terms of if you want to transfer or you're maybe going to the NFL. If you're playing at Colorado State, you know, what is? I don't know if he has any eligibility left, but I'll use him as an example. What is Braden Fowler and Nicolosi going to think about doing? Or, you know, this Brousseau kid who's been starting for him. Like, that's one where it really is impactful.
That was a big first down for the Titans for you trying to see if in the next
31-13.
Yeah, but what's
7.
They could score an onside kick.
I love the optimism.
I'm trying to support you.
I appreciate the optimism.
Listen, it's called the witching hour for a reason. Weird stuff happens.
There is no witching today.
We could Wingardium Leviosa this thing.
Good reference. Not many of our audience will understand it.
Harry Potter.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Turnover. Thanks for speaking that positivity.
All right.
Thanks for giving us that positivity in a morning window that doesn't have much. If you're going to have some witchiness, I would assume it's Carolina and New York. We also have some potential here for Chicago and New Orleans to get a little frisky, but I believe that DeAndre Swift just ripped off a pretty big catch and run. And we have a 1st and 10 coming up for Chicago inside the 30-yard line for New Orleans.
Yeah, I don't see that personally going anywhere. You want to touch on a couple more of these afternoon games? I know. I've been known for that. So maybe that was a good thing for any of you at home if you have a bet on the other side. But did anything intrigue you between these other two afternoon games that we didn't touch on? Packers laying 7 in Arizona, taking on the Cardinals, total 44.5. And then we've got the Commanders and Cowboys, a flip of favorites in that one with all the injuries for Washington, specifically in the wide receiver room. Dallas -1.5 at home. High total in that one, 54.5.
We should note, first off, really quickly, we shouldn't ignore that the Eagles and Vikings is a one-score game. So we do have that. As far as it's concerned for the afternoon games, Cowboys and Commanders, we do have that as part of our millions card. We do have the Cowboys in the millions. They were 1.5-point dogs, and here they are favored in this matchup against the Commanders. I don't think Washington is a great defensive team. There's not.
Please stand by for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network on the Live 365 Network and the Live 365 app.
Sunday nights are hockey nights. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. From the Covelli Center in downtown Youngstown, Ohio, the United States Hockey League is proud to present regular season game number 11 for your Youngstown Phantoms. Tonight, they take on the Green Bay Gamblers. Good evening, sports fans. My name is Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Pleased to be bringing you the action this evening on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Phantoms and Gamblers were in action last night here at the Covelli Center, a 4-2 Youngstown victory. Gamblers opened the scoring at 18:38, and even strength goal for Zach Wooten, his third of the season, but Youngstown answered back at 1942 with a power play goal for Ryan Rusinski. His 8th of the campaign, 5th power play goal. Evan Jardine and Cooper Simpson with the assists. We were tied at 1 at the end of the first period. Cooper Simpson put Youngstown in front with a pair of goals in the second period. At 10:45, it was Simpson, his 4th of the year. Matusz Kaharczyk and Jack Hextall with the assists on that power play goal. And then at 16:56, it was Simpson at even strength, 5th of the season and 2nd of the game. Malachi McKinnon and Matusz Kaharczyk with the Helpers. Phantoms led 3-1. Andrew O'Sullivan would find the back of the net for Green Bay at 18:30, his 1st of the season. Youngstown led 3-2 at the end of the second and tacked on an empty net goal at 19:42 of the third. Matusz Kaharczyk, his 3rd of the season, unassisted. And that is how Youngstown got their 4-2 win. Tobias Trabel got the win. He stopped 28 out of 30. Joey Slavic took the loss. He stopped 20 out of 23. Phantom power play was 2 for 4. Green Bay power play was 0 for 2. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will take a look at today's scratch report as well as the starting lineups. You are listening to the pregame show here on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red, Price Heating and Cooling.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Covelli Center. During the pregame show, let's take a look at tonight's scratch report, starting with Green Bay. You can scratch number 5, Maceo Phillips, number 27, Cody Sokol, number 17, Gunnar Conboy, and number 91, Oliver McKinney. For the Phantoms, you can scratch number 5, Connor Schubert, number 8, Jesse Orlowski, number 9, Alexei Kubat, number 18, Jack Hamilton, number 22, Boris Barine, number 42, Jackson Adams, and number 53, Owen Boucher. And now for tonight's starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Green Bay Gamblers. They enter today's game with a 4-5-0-1 record. Their 9 points put them in 7th place in the USHL's Eastern Conference. Starting at left wing out of Apple Valley, Minnesota, committed to the University of Maine, number 14, Zach Wooten. At center, out of Sweden, the draft property of the Dallas Stars, number 24, William Samuelsson. At right wing, out of Czechia, committed to Western Michigan. Number 41, Frantisek Matusel. On defense, out of Stillwater, Minnesota, number 25, Sam Harris. And out of Skatushate, Massachusetts, committed to Colgate, number 6, Andrew O'Sullivan. In net, out of Slovakia, number 29, Roberto Enriquez. Enriquez enters today's game with a 3-1-0-1 record, a 2.16 goals against average, and a .904 save percentage. The Gamblers are coached by Patrick McCadden. The associate head coach is Sean Sramick. They are assisted by Bryce Reddick, Mikkel Jonik, and Tony Kuava. And now for the Youngstown Phantoms, who enter today's game with a 7-2-1-0 record. Their 15 points put them in third place in the USHL's Eastern Conference. Starting at left wing, out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, committed to Ohio State, number 10, Evan Jardine. At center, out of Broadview Heights, Ohio, committed to Ohio State, draft property of the Buffalo Sabres, your captain, number 56, Ryan Rusinski. At right wing, out of Rolling Meadows, Illinois, committed to Michigan State, number 17, Jack Hextall. On defense, out of the Woodlands, Texas, committed to Minnesota Duluth, number 14, Carter Murphy. And out of Youngstown, Ohio, committed to Miami, number 12, Cal Houston. In net, out of Clarkston, Michigan, committed to Western Michigan, number 33, Owen Lepak. Lepak enters today's game with a 2-0-0 record, a 2.01 goals against average, and a .879 save percentage. Phantoms are coached in his fourth season by Ryan Ward. The associate head coach is Brandon Gotkin. They are assisted by Cal Kafuk and their chief of staff, Redmond Brow. The equipment manager is Andrew Rush, athletic trainer Amber Martinelli, goaltending coach Neil Conway, strength and conditioning coach Tommy Malloy, and the general managers are Jason Deskins and Ryan Kosecki. The officials for tonight's game were selected by USA Hockey and are as follows. The referees will be Kevin Corbett and Sean Cornock. The linesmen will be Douglas Hook and AJ Kofstad. Just about 4.5 minutes remaining here at the arena before the national anthem and starting lineups. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have Youngstown Phantoms hockey here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Attention fans, do not forget to grab your Chuck-a-Pucks. They are available for purchase right now in the main concourse. Get yours before the second intermission and be ready for your chance to win some good prizes. Chuck-a-Puck will be taking place after the second period. Can you make it in the Ohio Lottery Bucket?
Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins in OT. Let's go, Phantoms.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
USHL, our stars rise.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
And now for tonight's starting lineup. First up at left wing, from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, number 10, Evan Jardine. At center, from Broadview Heights, Ohio, number 56, Ryan Rusinski. From Rolling Meadows, Illinois, number 17, Jack Hextall. On defense, from the Woodlands, Texas, number 14, Carter Murphy.
Mess with Texas, cause you know everybody around here got guns, nigga.
Hey, see y'all from Texas. We got Beyonce traded.
Number 12, Cal Houston.
Here in Youngstown,
and
my sweet
from
Jenny.
Clarkston, Michigan, number 33, Owen Leapak. Fans, please stand and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem by Gavin Haas.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through
Our national anthem on a Sunday here in Youngstown. Welcome back to the broadcast booth, ladies and gentlemen. Voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack here with you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Joined by my engineers, Jim Craven and Dave Ferris. Their supervisor, Will Craven. Brendan Miller, keeping things up to date on social media for you. Follow the Phantoms on X at YTown Phantoms, Facebook and Instagram at Youngstown Phantoms. And of course, I am joined by my supervisor, my son, Jonathan. Phantoms and Gamblers for the second of 4 meetings this season. Phantoms wrapping up a 5-game homestand. 3-1 on the homestand so far. Lost the opening game to Cedar Rapids last Friday night. And then beat Cedar Rapids on Saturday. Beat USA on Friday. Beat Green Bay last night. So Phantoms looking to go 4-1 on this stretch, maybe move into first place, but we have 60 minutes to go. Before then, you can roll for initiative as we are underway. Phantoms control the draw. Leapak sets it up side of his cage for Houston. Up the near wall to Jardine. Banked out to center. Touched ahead by O'Sullivan. And coming into the zone is Wooten. Chipped it down to the left corner. Natussel got there first. Tried to stick it away from Houston. Rolled behind the cage for Jardine. Off the back of the net to Murphy. Played out to the line, and Rusinski has it go off the heel of his stick. They're going to wave off icing here, and Henriquez will come out behind his cage to stop it up. Plays it past Hextall. Round the dasher. Hit the stick of, I believe, Wooten. Bounced to the middle of the ice. Came to O'Sullivan, who sent it down the ice. They are going to rule a tip there, so no icing on Green Bay as they start a line change 40 seconds into this one. From behind his cage, it's Houston. Out to center for Hextall. Jack just kind of to open ice behind him. Grabbed by Carcone and brought into the zone. Regathered by Jardine behind the net to Houston. Around to the near side. Out to center off of Rusinski. Phantom's going to start a line change of their own as Fedotov is back into his zone and for it. Out to center. Bounces around. Finds Carcone. Stick handling in the official's crease. Stripped to the puck by Cooper Simpson. Coop. Coming in, steps across, tried to get the shot away, and a pad save by Henriquez. Puck bounced over the stick of Kaharchik at the side of the cage, came to Simpson, sent it up the wall, was looking for Morin. Gamblers got a stick on it. Morin held the zone. His shot off the stick of Henriquez and into the meshing. Cooper Simpson looking for his, I believe, 3rd goal of the weekend. Coop on a 3-game scoring streak, 3 goals and 5 assists the last 3 games for Coop. Face off to the right of Henriquez. Kaharchik to take the draw. Against Gully, who I think was actually kicked out of the circle, so Cruz Martin going to step in to take the face off. Kaharchik won the draw to Simpson. In the corner, he'll spin and feed the point for Morin. Melker pumped it wide of the cage intentionally, trying to get the cycle going, but that bounced it off the end wall over to Roosevelt, who will send it out to center. Grabbed at the red line by Morin, into the zone for Simpson. Couldn't get it deep, back out to center. Martin knocked off the puck by Morin, but regathered, brought into the zone, but offside ahead of the play was Roosevelt. 18-16 left in the first. Both sides of the line change. It'll be Hesh to take the draw. Against Samuelson. And Samuelson would control that faceoff back for O'Malley, who tripped on the red line. Puck rolled to Anderson, and Logan will get it deep for Youngstown. Henriquez stops it behind the cage, fired around the wall by Natussel, but Vini held the line. Hesh spun off the check of Culkin, but the puck rolls to O'Malley in the quarter. Hesh regathered for a moment. Culkin staples it to that end board there in the left corner of the Youngstown zone. Came free of the scrum. O'Malley will grab it for Green Bay. Carries around the net to the far side. Cleared it up to the line. Knutson couldn't get it out to center. Second effort. They will gain the neutral zone. Samuelson just across the Youngstown line. Turned it over to Hesh. Dropped it back for Vini. D-to-D over to Thompson. Out to the red line for Anderson. Logan will redirect it into the Green Bay end. Culkin got there first ahead of Alexander Svitov, making his USHL debut. Young man out of Miramar, Florida. Been on the shelf for a couple of weeks. Nice to have him back in the lineup. Green Bay gets it deep, and it's Wooten behind the cage. Had his stick lifted by Bukowski. And Matt We'll just send it out to center ahead of Logan Anderson, who put a good check on Sam Harris. Puck back into the Youngstown zone as Brody Berard takes a hit from Landon Halfley. Don't think that's going to be the last heavy check that Brody's going to take today. If you watched last night's game, you'll know what I'm talking about. Here's Berard again. Out to center. Chipped ahead by O'Leary. Looking for Miller. Puck pinballing around the right half wall. And Miller will work it into the corner. O'Leary bodied up by his man. Gully cleared to the line, kept by Berard. His shot wide of the cage as we have a broken stick in the right corner. I think that's Sam Harris without a twig, but Gambler's able to get it clear, and Harris will just go to the bench for a line change. Berard up to the line, redirected into the zone by Miller. He'll head off for a line change. O'Leary ducks around the check. Rusinski in the corner. Puck tangled up there. O'Leary lost his footing. And pried out of the scrum by Bizguns. Sends it to the near wall, and it's lifted out to center by the Gamblers. Coming ahead is Carcone, had a step, and then Houston caught up to him, and they're going to call a really late holding call. Not in love with that one, as it's Cats up to the point for Bizguns. Enriquez on the bench for the extra attacker as it's Halfley retreating to the neutral zone. Pass from Bizguns was offline. Halfley lost it. Rusinski got the touch, and there's our whistle. Halfley with a shove to the face of Hextall after the whistle. And Cal Houston will be called for holding. Time of the penalty, 4:06. Youngstown to the first kill of the game. On the season, Phantoms penalty kill 80%. That is 11th in the league. Green Bay power play 21.2 is 7th. Gamblers were 0 for 2 on the power play last night. Faceoff will be to the right of Owen Leapak. Gamblers haven't registered a shot through the first 4:06. Halfley to take the draw against Hesh. Phantoms control the draw. Vini spins, fires it around the kick plate. Hustling over to keep it at the line was Roosevelt, but Bukowski got a stick on it, and Youngstown able to get the clear. Gamblers retreating to their own zone. They'll send it over far side for Roosevelt. Pass was out of his reach. Bukowski will grab it, send it over to Hesh. Jakob skates to stick along the right wall. He'll chip it deep. Taken down by Roosevelt. Play continues. Carrying ahead is Natusel. Gained the blue line. Chipped it to the end wall. Sorry, that was Katz, as he'll throw this off the side of the net. Popped up in the air. Grabbed by Jack Wilson, and he will get the clear. .115 left in the power play for Green Bay. It's Carcone in his own end. Causing some havoc on the forecheck, Ryan Rusinski lost his footing and went into Carcone. Play continues, though, for the Gamblers. Exactly halfway through the power play. Carrying ahead was Halfley, left half wall. Spins it around the kick plate to Samuelson. Samuelson jumped on by big hustle by Malachi McKinnon, and Mack will fish the puck out and get the clear. Bizguns back into his own end for it. Carries around the cage to the far side to free himself from Jack Hextall. Drop back for Samuelson, or so. Not Samuelson, but Wooten to carry ahead. To Katz, up the wall, looking for Natusel. Miller got a stick on that, but couldn't clear. Back into the corner for Gully. 15 seconds left on the power play. Up toward the point, Miller got a stick on it. Bizguns held the line. Back down to Natusel, top of the left circle. Into the corner for Gully. Walks the goal line, sends it back for Wooten. His one-timer wide of the cage from the left dot. Phantoms got to the rebound, but couldn't clear. 4 seconds left in the power play. Left circle, Natusel. Shot missed the cage. Bounces over to the near wall. Out of the box comes Cal Houston. Carrying ahead is Hextall. Jack across over to Cal. Area pass through the slot, but Hextall had his stick tied up cleanly by Bizguns, and the Gamblers will clear it back out to center. Wilson from his own zone up to Berard. Gains the red line, fires it to left wing corner. Harris got there ahead of McKinnon. Simpson got a stick on it, but Harris kept control and sent it out to center over the bouncing stick of Berard. Knutson caught up to it in the Phantom zone and played it down low looking for Martin, but Berard wedged him off, played it to Simpson near corner. Back far side for Wilson, and Jack will work it up the far wall, picked up at the red line by the Gamblers and sent back in. They're offside. They touch up and get in on the forecheck if they so choose. Berard, though, out to center, redirected into the Gambler end by McKinnon. O'Sullivan. In the right corner, up the far wall to Knutson. And bump back for Tim. Brings it as far as the Youngstown line before the Phantoms take it away, and they'll bring it back north. Rusinski down the right side. Shot. Henriquez save. Rebound. Rusinski stuffed into the blue paint. It's loose, and it's covered. We'll have our media timeout. 12:42 left in the first. We're scoreless. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Think back to the beginning. That first game. That first jersey. That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Covelli Center. 12:42 left in the first. We're scoreless. Shots on goal, I believe, are 3-0 in favor of Youngstown. Just says 2 up on the big board, but they're looking over the replay of that sequence. Happened right before the timeout. Leo Enriquez making snow angels in the crease, keeping this a scoreless game. Face off to the left of Enriquez, and it'll be Rusinski to take the draw. Against Halfley, and Halfley will win that face-off. Back to Bizguns. Off the window and out to center. Hustling back for it is Vini, rolling puck there along the far wall. JT will bank it to the point. Line was kept by Carcone. Sent it wide of the net, picked up by Rusinski. He'll play it right corner for Thompson, and Braden backhands it out to center. Bumped ahead by Jardine, looking for Hextall. Played away cleanly by Bizguns. Picked up by Fedotov, out to the logo for Halfley, and then touched to Carcone. Couldn't enter the zone, denied by Vini, who sent it right back out to center, and Katz will gather it in for the Gamblers. Send it right back in. Green Bay to start a line change. Thompson out to the captain at center. And from the officials' crease, Rue sent it left corner. Jardine toward the cage. Saved by Enriquez. Rebound up the far wall and out to the neutral zone. Grabbed by Houston and traded off to Hesh. Got through a check. Hesh, stop, start, centers, but Hextall couldn't touch it. Behind the net is Jardine. In front, Hextall, shot, missed the cage. Rebound side of the net. Jardine up to the point to Houston. Quickly, D over to Murphy. Carter down low, found Hesh behind the cage. He'll reverse field and send it to Murphy at the half wall. Touch behind him to Jardine. To Hextall, top of the circle. Right point for Houston. Center point, Hextall, turned it over. Carrying ahead is Natusel. Coming in, shot, score. Frantisek Natusel goes 5-hole on Owen Lepak, and the Gamblers open the scoring with their first shot of the game. Again, third goal of the season for Natusel, and Green Bay leads 1-0. Time of the goal, 8:41. Too much drop passing up high near the blue line for the Phantoms, and Natusel. Great defensive play and turned it into offense. And the Gamblers have the lead. Youngstown controls the draw. Morin fanned on his pass, but able to regather, get it across the logo. Couldn't dump it deep, however. Samuelson carries ahead for the Gamblers. 2-on-1 developing. Samuelson, stick handling too much. Played it in front and poked just wide by a crashing Kulkin. Now it's Wooten with a one-timer. Stick save by Lepak on the one-timer from the left circle. Puck came free for Morin. Plays it to Anderson. Floated to center. Samuelson had it taken away by Anderson into the zone one-on-one. Shot, shoulder save by Enriquez. Out to the left point. Kept at the line by Bukowski, but grabbed by Beanstalk behind the net. Worked it left corner. Kulkin couldn't get past Miller. Turned it over to Bukowski. Matty, right corner. Up to Thompson at the point. walks center, eyes the cage. Back over to Budkowski, turns and fires. Shot was blocked by Beanstalk. It bounced over to Wooten, and he will lift it past Budkowski and out to center. Hustling back forward is Thompson in his own zone. Braden turns and surveys the scene and has his pocket picked by Knutson. But Braden right back in the play, doesn't let that turn into a break. Left corner, Thompson took it back, up the wall to Miller. Out to center, was looking for O'Leary. Stick down nicely by Beanstalk and fired into the zone. Hit a stanchion, then ricocheted off the back of the net. Settled down behind the cage, Berard. Left it there for Thompson. Far half wall for Miller, back into the corner for Berard. Chipped it past Martin, but it kept at the left point by Bizguns. Back to Martin, top of the left circle. Shot missed the cage. Don't know if Lepak ever saw it. Tim was right there in front of Lepak. Fedotov couldn't hold it at the right point, and he will backhand it into his own zone. Hustling back for it is Bizguns. Out to center, stick down by Simpson, bounced to Berard, puck pinballing around. Gamblers into the zone, onside, that's Halfley in the corner. Marked by Murphy, centering feed by Wooten, guarded away by Berard, and it bounces to Kaharchik. Left it at the red line for Murphy. Shot, Enriquez, glove save, and he holds for our media timeout. 9:07 left in the first. Gamblers lead 1-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Your best source for everything hockey is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game. McDavid to the net, score! Off the ice player content you won't find anywhere else.
You guys have a helmet I could throw on for this?
The most NHL edge stats and advanced analytics and ways to catch up on the game how you want, when you want. When it comes to following the NHL, don't settle for anything else. Hockey is better on the NHL app.
Return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center. 9:07 left in the first. Gamblers lead 1-0. Third goal of the season for Frantisek Natusul. Offensive zone draw for the Phantoms to the right of Enriquez. Controlled by Green Bay, Carcone carries ahead. Gains the red line and the blue into the Youngstown zone. Short little pass to Katz, back into the corner for Carcone. Taken away by Kaharchik. Up the wall to McKinnon. He'll spin it to open ice near side, skated into by Murphy. Crossed the red line and dumped it deep. Harris got there ahead of McKinnon. Spins away and sends it near side, kept at the left point by Murphy. Carter intentionally wide of the cage, but cutting it off away from Simpson, I believe it was O'Sullivan, and Green Bay will get a clear. Not enough steam on it for icing. Houston picks it up at the top of the circles in his own end. Sends it near side for Murphy. Carter to the line for Simpson. Coop with a step, but then hauled down. Play continues. Up to the point, kept by Wilson. Jack walks the blue line, feeds it over to Houston. Cal in front for Rusinski. Tried to feed the back door for Simpson. Not sure why Rue didn't just shoot the puck there. Up to the line. Simpson and Houston hold. Cal in the right corner. Being watched by Gully, his opposite number. Up to the left point for Wilson. Jack eyes the cage. Low shot. Hit a body in front. Think that was Harris. Bounced to Gully in the corner. Up to the left point, and Green Bay able to get it out to center. Natusel's pass ahead. Hit Rusinski. Rue skates through a stick check from Wooten and gets it back into the offensive end. Fedotov sends it left corner. Phantoms got there first, but Gully and Natusul able to play it away. Blazing down ice is Wooten. Not enough steam on that one for icing anyway. Wooten back to the point for Tim. Spins away from Jardine. Tried to feed it down the wall, but it's going to be taken away by Wilson. Up to the line for Morin. Hextall couldn't gather it in cleanly. Did get it out to the neutral zone, but the Gamblers will dump it back in deep. Tim lets it go through in the right corner. Up the wall to Halfley. Behind the cage. Picked up by Morin for Youngstown. Over to the right corner. Off the skates of Halfley, who will battle against Braden Thompson. Up to the half wall, puck rolled away, and it's taken by Hextall and just lifted out to the neutral zone. Fedotov grabbed it in front of the benches, sent it far side for O'Malley to rip back into the zone, while the Gamblers try to get a couple of fresh skaters on the ice. Hesh battling against Halfley at the red line. They both fan on it, and the puck rolls to Culkin. Drop back to O'Malley, ahead for Knutson to fire into the zone. Leapak lifts it past Knutson and up the far wall, grabbed by Anderson at the half. Over to Svitov, he'll chip it deep, rolls around to the right corner. Off the stick of O'Sullivan came to Hesh, walking the blue line, shot save, rebound, saved as well by Enriquez, and the rebound on the third shot, skated out of trouble by the Gamblers. Chipped down the ice by Martin, caught up to by Murphy, took it away at the side of the net. Coming up the middle dangerously, but feeds Anderson up the far wall. Logan gains the red line and chips it down into the Gambler end. Bounces off the kick plate over to O'Sullivan. He'll try to send it up the far wall. Vini held at the point. Down through Anderson. Bizguns cut it away from Svitov behind the net. Back to the corner, taken away by the Phantoms. To Vini at the point. To Bukowski. Turned and fired. That hit O'Sullivan. Actually looked like it may have settled inside his glove for a moment. He threw it down on the ice and cleared it down. Roosevelt taken to the boards by Vini. Grabbing the loose puck, though, is Gully. Sent it down into the corner for Katz. Slowing things down there is O'Leary, and off the corner boards it came to Murphy. Ahead for Bukowski from the red line. He'll chip it to the right wing corner. Beanstalk, first one to it. Send it around the wall. Gamblers unable to clear. It was held at the line by Wilson. Down the wall off of Miller, around to the far side. Houston pinching on the play. Behind the net for O'Leary. In front, Bukowski, shot, kick, save, Enriquez, and a beauty. Bukowski to Wilson at the point. Turns and fires. Blocked in front. Might have hit Miller. Where is it? It's out of play, I think. Houston had the puck on his stick, but it came off the meshing first. 5:03 left in the first period. Faceoff will stay in the offensive zone for Youngstown. Phantoms have an 8-4 edge in shots, but the lead is 1-0 for the Gamblers on the breakaway goal for Natussel. Gamblers had 6 skaters on the ice, so Katz will head back to the bench. Karchik to take the draw against Halfley, and Halfley will win that draw. Lifted into the zone by the Gamblers. I think that was O'Sullivan, but they're going to get Green Bay for icing. So face-off back into the Gambler end. Face-off to the right of Enriquez, won by Kaharchik. Simpson. Left half wall, carries down to the corner. Steps in front, got hooked down. Fans and the Phantom bench looking for a call, nothing coming. That one looked pretty blatant to me as Houston sends it back to line for Kaharchik. Cooch stick handling in the right circle, has it taken away by Wooten. Fed down low, stolen by Jardine, up to the left point for Wilson. Jack. Turned and fired. Shot was blocked. Came to, I believe that's Jardine. It was Jardine. Fed it over to Wilson. Jack for McKinnon to Wilson. One-timer missed the cage. Rebound to the weak side. Jardine chipped it back behind the net. Getting hooked and held by Wilson. Still has the puck to go. Jardine up the middle. Kept at the line by Houston. Back down the wall. And up to the point for Houston. To Wilson. Fired his shot, but right to the chest of Enriquez, who holds on. Then he pushed a Phantom in front. That Phantom got taken to the boards. Down on all fours in the corner. Believe is Kaharchik. Just now getting up. As he was taken hard to the boards by Sam Harris. Amber Martinelli out to check on him as she's got the towel out, and Matouche holding his mouth with the towel. Referees Sean Cornock and Kevin Corbett talking things over. Chatting with Ryan Rusinski. And I would assume Elliot Gully, who's wearing the captaincy for the Gamblers this year, but I can't see the number of the Gambler player from where I'm standing. It's actually William Samuelson standing there. So just to let you know, as you're looking on Flow Hockey, I'm standing opposite the camera, so I was screened by the conversation by Corbett, so I could not see the numbers on Samuelson, but obviously you're watching on Flow Hockey. Camera is behind the benches, and you have a very clear view of what was going on there. Doesn't look like there will be any change in manpower on this. Referee Kevin Corbett over to talk to Ryan Ward, who does not look pleased with the way things are proceeding right now. Frankly, I don't blame him. Officials have missed a couple of pretty clear penalties against the Gamblers. Now Kevin Corbett talking things over with Patrick McCadden. 4:02 left in the first. Thank you for spending part of your Sunday here with us on Flow Hockey and Western Reserve Radio. All right, Corbett has finished his discussions with the benches, and we are ready to get back to action. Face off to the left of Enriquez. Rusinski to take the draw. No, he's not. They're going to kick him out of the circle. Jardine will step in to take the face-off. Rusinski, Jardine, and McKinnon right now. Line jumbling going on by Ryan Ward. Face-off won by the Gamblers. They will rip it around the kick plate and down the ice. I take it back. Landon Halfley has been given 2 for cross-checking. Youngstown's on the power play. On the season, 30.6%. That is second in the league. Green Bay penalty kill, 79.1% is 12th. Phantoms were 2 for 4 in the power play last night. Wilson to Jardine. To McKinnon, side of the net for Rusinski. Back to McKinnon, back to Rusinski. Stepping in front, fed it to the weak side for Jardine. Up to the point for Wilson. Down the wall to Simpson, across. McKinnon, fake the shot, bumper, Jardine. Shot was blocked by O'Malley. Rebound to McKinnon, up to the point for Wilson. Over to Simpson, one-timer! Rusinski couldn't tip it home on the back door. I think that was a shot pass by Coop. Just did not click as we are 1:02 left in the power play. Rusinski ahead for Jardine, who is hooked down at the line. Phantoms are going to have a 5-on-3 for 53 seconds. Hooking is the call on Sam Harris. So Phantom's going to get, looks like just one fresh body on the ice. They're going to bring out Hextall and go with 5 forwards. Simpson, Hextall, Rusinski, McKinnon, and Jardine here on the 5-on-3. And Rusinski won the draw. Jardine to McKinnon. To Simpson, right circle. McKinnon, center point. They'll trade places. Side of the cage for Jardine, to McKinnon, to Simpson. Eyes the net. Shot missed the net. McKinnon to the rebound. Down in the corner for Jardine. Back to McKinnon. They'll battle at the half wall. Came back into the corner, picked up by Hextall. Jack up to the point for Rusinski. 25 seconds left in the 5-on-3. McKinnon walks the top of the circles, feeds Simpson. Then McKinnon. Back to Simpson, side of the net, Rusinski. McKinnon had it go through his legs and down the ice. Gamblers will get a pair of fresh forwards on the ice, and now check that. They will let O'Malley go to the bench as well. 5 seconds left in the 5-on-3. McKinnon to Hextall into the zone. Behind him to Jardine. Joining the play is Halfley now. To Jardine between the circles. Shot missed the cage. Rebound to Halfley, who chipped it out to center. Jardine able to deny a breakaway, though. Slowed things down around the far point as this one is spun into the Gambler bench. With 51 seconds left in the hooking call to Sam Harris. So Phantoms 0 for 1 on the power play now in the middle of the second power play. 1:46 left in the first, and again 51 seconds left in the power play. Second power play unit out for Youngstown. Be Hesh to take the draw. And Hesh won that draw. Murphy to Wilson. Down the far wall to the Hashes. Back to Murphy at the point, back to Wilson along the boards. Side of that in front. Anderson just missed the cage on the one touch. Beautiful play to the bumper. Kept at the line by Murphy. Wilson, one-timer, stick save by Enriquez, and it goes over the glass, out of play. Oh, I don't know how Logan Anderson missed that one. Had a lot of net to work with as it came quickly to the bumper. He tried to go blocker side on Enriquez. 1:26 left in the first, 31 seconds left in the power play. Face-off won by Hesh, but Youngstown couldn't hold the zone. Murphy will hustle back for it. Murphy to the top of the circles in his own zone, drops it off for Kaharchik. To Wilson, back down the wall to Anderson, chipped to the left wing corner. Hesh ran into the ref. Turned it over to Gully, who pitchforked it down the ice. Less than a minute remaining in the period. And now out of the box comes Sam Harris. Green Bay able to kill off both penalties as ahead comes Anderson into the zone. Had it taken away from behind by O'Sullivan. Out to center. Phantoms chip it back in and start a line change. Came to Houston at his own blue. Spins away from the red line. And ahead for Sean Miller at the official's crease. Back down into the Phantom zone, came to Morin. Up to the line, he was looking for O'Leary, taken away by Natusel. Had it hip checked away, but then puck was stolen. Great work there by Sean Miller to make a sliding defensive play, deny the walk to the net by, I believe, by Carcone. Houston took it away, fed it up the wall to O'Leary, cross-ice feed to Miller. Sean ahead off the stick of Culkin in the left wing corner. Less than 10 seconds left in the period. Behind the cage, it's O'Sullivan. Round the net to the near side, 2 seconds and 1. And at the end of 20 minutes of play, the Green Bay Gamblers lead the Youngstown Phantoms by the score of 1-0. Shots on goal in that first period, 12-4 in favor of Youngstown. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have our first intermission report here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532. Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Your best source for everything hockey is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game.
McDavid to the net, score!
Off the ice player content you won't find anywhere else.
You guys have a helmet I could throw on for this?
The most NHL edge stats and advanced analytics and ways to catch up on the game how you want, when you want. When it comes to following the NHL, don't settle for anything else. Hockey is better on the NHL app.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center for the first intermission report. At the end of 20 minutes of play, the Green Bay Gamblers lead the Youngstown Phantoms 1-0. Shots on goal in the first period. 12-4 in favor of Youngstown, but it again was the Gamblers getting on the board first at 8:41. Frantisek Natusel scoring on the breakaway, third goal of the season and unassisted. And that was our only goal from the first period. 3 penalties in the first period. Cal Houston called for holding at 4:06. Landon Hafley called for cross-checking at 15:58. Sam Harris called for hooking at 17:05. Phantoms did get about, a minute and 3 seconds or 57 seconds somewhere in there of 5-on-3 power play time, but could not get anything behind Leo Enriquez, who has stopped 12 out of 12. Owen Lepak has stopped 3 out of 4. Phantom power play 0 for 2. Green Bay power play 0 for 1. Going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on West Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red, Price Heating and Cooling.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Discover Mahoning County in Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Play the new $5 Win Big Scratch-Off for a chance to win $100,000. But if you don't, just scan that ticket for a second chance to win big. Enter our Big Game Second Chance promotion to win great pro football prizes, including Cleveland tickets, Cincinnati tickets, or even tickets to the biggest football game of the year. If football is your passion, Win Big is your game. Only from the Ohio Lottery.
Way to go, Ryan.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Attention fans, do not forget to grab your Chuck-a-Pucks. They are available for purchase right now in the main concourse. Get yours before the second intermission and be ready for your chance to win some good prizes. Chuck-a-Puck will be taking place after the second period. Can you make it in the Ohio Lottery Bucket?
Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Fans, 50/50 raffle tickets for tonight's game are on sale now in the main concourse. Tickets are $1 each or 10 for $5. Head to the main entrance to get your tickets now.
Discover Mahoning County in Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center during the first intermission report. Gamblers lead the Phantoms 1-0. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Only one other USHL game today. That is between the Des Moines Buccaneers and the Sioux Falls Stampede up at the Premier Center. That should be getting underway in the next 20 minutes or so. Last night, Dubuque suffered their first loss of the season. They fell to Muskegon 4-3. Sioux Falls lit up the Omaha Lancers 8-5. Tri-City over Sioux City 4-1. Fargo in overtime 3-2 for the second straight night over Des Moines. Chicago, pair of goals in the final 5 minutes of regulation to steal one from Madison, a 4-3 win. Lincoln 5-2 winners over Waterloo. Over to the NHL scoreboard, the Canucks beat the Capitals 4-3. Second intermission in Motown, the Red Wings lead the Oilers 3-1. Then a 7 p.m. Eastern puck drop for the Ducks and Blackhawks, as well as the Bruins and Mammoth. Over to the NFL scoreboard, Giants lead the Broncos 7-0, minute left in the first. Started the second quarter in L.A., Colts lead the Chargers 6-3. Halfway through the first in Dallas, the Commanders up 8-7 over the Cowboys. 2 minutes left in the first, Cardinals lead the Packers 3-0 out in Arizona. Rams 35-7 winners over the Jaguars. Bears down the Saints 26-14. Browns big winners over the Dolphins 31-6. Patriots 31-13 winners against the Titans. Chiefs shut out the Raiders 31-0. Eagles come from behind and beat the Vikings 28-22. And the Panthers 13-6 winners over the Jets. That'll do it for our out-of-town scoreboard and our first intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, second period action between the Gamblers and Phantoms here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Think back to the beginning. That first game. That first jersey. That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red, Price Heating and Cooling.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTV, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center for the start of the second period. Gamblers with the 1-0 lead. Breakaway goal for Natusul at the 8:41 mark of the first. Hello to everybody tuning in on Flow Hockey as well. Rusinski and Samuelson approach center ice. We got the little fake out on the puck drop there. Roll for initiative, second period's underway as Samuelson wins the draw. Bizguns will chip it to the right wing corner of the Phantoms' end. Rolls behind the cage. Houston first one to it. Sends it back to the corner for Murphy. Out to center for Jardine. Jards ahead to Rusinski. Into the zone. Left it along the half wall for Houston, but taken away by Samuelson. Cleared to center. Hextall worked it free to Murphy back in their own end. Carter through traffic and over to Hextall far side. Jack into the zone. And turn it over to Samuelson. Ducked around Rusinski at center, caught up to it around the red line. Houston denied the zone, bumped it back into the Gamblers' end, grabbed by Bizguns. Bumped up to Samuelson, across for Fedotov. And out to the red line for Carcone. His long distance shot blocked by Lepak. Rusinski fires it deep. Phantoms start a line change. Simpson has it taken away by Halfley. Came to the side of the cage. Enriquez fires it around the wall. Kept to the right point by Wilson. A second time down the wall to Simpson. Coop to McKinnon. Malachi shot, save, rebound, past Kaharchik. Grabbed by Natusul. Big juicy rebound there for the Phantoms. Couldn't get it home. In the neutral zone, McKinnon fires it back in. Enriquez stops it behind the cage. Set it up for O'Sullivan. Spins away from Kaharchik. And up the near wall, past Carcone, was kept at the line by Wilson to Simpson. Lost it at the edge of the blue paint, and unable to get his stick free was McKinnon to do anything with it. Rolled into the corner for Halfley, who put it into the Phantoms bench. As that one looks like it fell harmlessly without anybody coming to harm there. Of course, a couple of years ago, Coach Ward took one right off the dome. Ended up with a couple of stitches. Friendly fire in a late game situation. Face off to the left of Henriquez. Hesh to take the draw against Gully, and Hesh can be kicked out of the circle, though why, I can't imagine. Anderson to take the draw. One cleanly by Gully in the corner. It's O'Malley, lifted up the boards, and Wilson unable to hold it there at the left point. Hustling back for it was Morin. Around the kick plate, came back out to center. Culkin grabbed it at the red line and dumped it back in for the Gamblers. Lepak sets it up side of the cage for Morin. Lifted out to the red line, glove down by Culkin. Knocked off the puck by Hesh and into the zone for Anderson. Rolled to Gelly, however. Sent it to the line off the glove of Hesh and out to center for Martin. Chipped it into the zone for Roswell. Got on the hip of Morin and one hand on his stick. Got a shot away. Pad save by Lepak. Rebound out to center. Gully carrying back into his own end. Slipped it through the skates of O'Malley. Rolled to the front of the net. Henriquez plays it up the far wall. Out to center off of Martin. Pinballing around. And finally settles down for Svitov. Alex into the zone. Backhander wide of the cage. Nifty moves there for Alexander Svitov. Again, making his USHL debut today. Kulkin up the wall for Roswell. Able to play it to the neutral zone. Sticked away by Braden Thompson. But glove down at the Gambler line by Kulkin. Back ahead to the Youngstown line for Roswell. Taken away by Vini. Over to Thompson. Braden spins away from Samuelson. Out to Vini. Bumped it out to center. Stopped up by Tim. Sent back into the zone. Samuelson had it swiped away from Thompson. Grabbing it at his own line is O'Malley. Up the ice. This could be icing. It will not be. Thompson absorbs the check of Carcone. Turned it over to Tim. Side of net, Knudsen. Shot by Samuelson. Saved by Lepak. Rebound up to the left point. That was on the net. Stopped by Lepak. Out to Beanstalk, right point. His shot wide of the cage. Came around to the near wall. Gamblers hold the zone. It's Tim cutting across the slot. Drops it back to the point for Beanstalk. He'll play it right corner. Ricochets behind the net. Knudsen grabs it. Comes near side. Up the wall past O'Leary. Played it to the point, but out to the neutral zone. Beanstalk lost it in his skates, grabbed by O'Leary. Long distance shot, sticked away by Enriquez. It came to the far wall. Miller plays it into the corner for O'Leary. Back down low for Miller. Sean, pinned to the boards by Beanstalk. Left for Rusinski. Up to Wilson at the left point. Jack eyed the cage. Shot. Enriquez save, and he'll poke it to the corner on a diving effort. Miller to Rusinski. To Wilson. D to Berard. Shot ricocheted and went wide of the cage. Rebound to Knudsen, far side, taken away by Rusinski. Fed to the bottom of the circle. Hextall couldn't get his stick free as Beanstalk will just lift it to the safety of center. Grabbed at the red line by Wilson, sent back ahead to the line. Was looking for Jardine, but Tim got a stick on it, and it goes over the glass out of play with 15:34 left in the second period. 1-0 Gamblers. Shots on goal for the game, 16-6 in favor of Youngstown. That's 4-2 in the period, also in favor of the Phantoms. Rusinski won the neutral zone draw against Halfley to Hextall. Grabbed by Berard and fired into the Gambler end. Fedotov up the wall to Natusel. Middle of the ice for Wooten. Backhanded ahead looking for Halfley, but grabbed by Rusinski, denied them the zone. Bizguns picked it up and sent it deep. Wilson behind the cage. Over into the corner for Hextall. Up the wall to Rusinski. Line was held by Bizguns, taken away by Hextall. Couldn't find Rusinski. Kept at the line again by Bizguns. Walked across the top of the slot, fanned on his shot. Regathers along the wall. Traded it off to Wooten. Left circle for Fedotov. Side of the net now left corner for Wooten. Taken to the boards by Berard. Feathered up to the point for Fedotov. Walks the blue line, guarded by Hextall. Trades it off for Halfley. Back down the wall around the kick plate. It comes to the near side. Rusinski bumped it back into the corner for Berard. Brody looking for Jardine. Taken back by the Gamblers. Halfley out to Fedotov. Shot off the boot of Hextall. Great diving effort there by the Phantoms forward. And this one is out to center. Fedotov from the red line. Ahead to Wooten at the blue line. Shot, missed the cage. Lepak way out to challenge on that one. Rebound to Wilson, up to the line for Hextall. Feathered ahead to Kaharchik. Touche, long distance shot off the blocker of Henriquez. Rebound up the far wall, grabbed by O'Sullivan and skated through center. Behind him to Gully into the zone. Sent it near side. Centering feed blocked off by Houston. Came back to Carcone. Fan on his pass. Picked up by Katz. And chipped it around to the right side. Hustling over to it was Gully up to the point for O'Sullivan. Fired it intentionally wide of the cage. Stick down by Houston. Reverses his field. Comes around the net. Send it off the near window and out to center. Skating into it is McKinnon. Malachi being watched by Harris into the zone 2-on-3. Now help is coming. Down the wall to Simpson. Center point, Houston. Eyes the cage. Shot was blocked by Katz out to center. Houston back to grab it. And back to the line for Simpson. Coop forced to retreat under heavy pressure from Katz. Far side for McKinnon. Back into his own end for Houston. Out to center for Murphy. Retreated into his own end and now back to Houston. Cal up to the line for Hesh. Into the zone they come. Hesh across, McKinnon back to Hesh. Shot, Enriquez save. Great read by the Green Bay netminder. Rebound to Carcone and lifted out to center. Couldn't get it to Katz, and a hand pass called on Youngstown in the neutral zone. We'll have immediate timeout. 13:03 left in the second. Green Bay still leading 1-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center. 13:03 left in the second. 1-0 Green Bay. Frantisek Natusel's goal at 8:41 of the first period holding up right now for the Gamblers. Neutral zone draw won by Youngstown. Morin, DDD to Vini. Up ahead for Anderson. Ripped down at the line. Probably could have been a hold on Green Bay, but play continues. Martin stood up by Morin at the red line. Puck rolls to Svitov. Drop back for Vini. Cross to Anderson. Logan from the red line back to Svitov into the skates of Kulkin. Bodied up by Anderson, forced to the wall, and Kulkin, however, able to find a little bit of space, lifted it out to the red line. Vini sticked it down there, worked it to Anderson. Back across for Morin to dump deep. Round the kick plate to the far side comes to Samuelson. Came to the side of the net. Anderson couldn't touch it. Samuelson up the kick plate, kept at the right point by Murphy. Carter walks, send it on the net, redirected by Hesh, but swallowed up by Henriquez. 12:16 left in the second. Phantoms back in town Halloween weekend. October 31st and November 1st against Chicago Steel. Be the first two games of a four-game home set. Sioux Falls will be in the following weekend. Youngstown will be in Sioux City next weekend to take on the Musketeers. Curtis Anderson on the call. Face off to the left of Henriquez. O'Leary wins the draw. Thompson, D-to-D, Murphy, eyes the cage, shot blocked in front. Came to O'Leary, and then Bukowski. His shot went wide of the net as he was knocked down by Beanstalk. Rebound into the corner for Halfley. Couldn't clear it past Murphy. In front, Bukowski, backhander, stopped by Henriquez. Up the wall, it came to Wooten, then Halfley. Back to Wooten in the neutral zone. Natusel. Little stick-on-stick action there. Good work by Murphy. That one at a high rate of speed over the glass. Face-off will be in the neutral zone just outside the Phantoms' blue line. 11:54 left in the second. Phantoms, 20 shots on the Green Bay net so far. We're not through the halfway point of regulation, but still nothing past Roberto Henriquez. Neutral zone draw controlled by the Gamblers. Natusel bumps it over to Bizguns, fired into the zone. Leapak slowed it down but couldn't stop it. Rolled around to the right corner. Natussel chipped it back behind the cage. Going to be grabbed by Houston near corner. Up the wall, kept at the point by Bizguns, and he got trucked by Rusinski. And then Houston able to play it out to center. Grabbed by Jardine and chipped into the zone. Ducked around Fedotov. Sent it behind the cage for Hextall. Up to the point to Wilson. Jack back down the wall into the corner for Jardine. Into the circle for Hextall. Back to Wilson at the point. Jack eyeing the cage, looking for an angle. Shot missed the cage. Jardine tried to play it back in front, maybe looking for a bank. Would not go, came back to him, left it in the circle. Looking for Hextall, but grabbed by Fedotov and played to the neutral zone. Wilson from the red line dumped it right back in, took a hit for his trouble. Fedotov first one to it along the end wall up the far side. Jardine couldn't hold the zone. Natussel got it just across the blue line, and it's sticked ahead by Wooten. This is actually going to bounce on net. Lee Pack stops the bouncing puck to Houston. To Wilson ahead for Jardine, but knocked away by O'Sullivan. Pinballs back to Harris in his own zone. Comes near side, then out to the neutral zone. Gully to Tim. In his skates, able to gather, but lost it as he crossed the blue line. McKinnon off the window and out to center. Grabbed at the red line by Harris, spun to open ice far side, skated into by Gully and brought back into the Youngstown end. Gully fed it in front, they score! Touching it home with his second goal of the weekend, Nick Knutson. And Green Bay leads 2-0. Time of the goal, 9:38. As I take it back, that one, I think they're going to award to Gully. I think it went off a Phantom stick and into the net. It'll be the second time this weekend that happened. So if it's Gully, it's his 6th goal of the season. Regardless of that, Green Bay leads 2-0. Carcone centering feed looking for Samuelson, broken up by Murphy. And into the zone for Simpson, but lost it as he crossed the blue line. Chip back in, Phantoms had to touch up, it's O'Sullivan. Played it back out to the neutral zone. Grabbed by Thompson and sent left corner. Simpson got there first, up the wall to McKinnon. Tried to play at center point, sticked away by O'Sullivan, back to the red line, picked up by Thompson. D-to-D over to Murphy. Played back to the line for Simpson. Coop into the skates of McKinnon. Couldn't find it. O'Sullivan did. Turn it over to Kaharczyk. Back to McKinnon. What a save by Henriquez! And the net is off its pegs. Henriquez, absolute robbery on Malachi McKinnon. And they're going to say net is off because of Youngstown. They're bringing the faceoff out to center. Henriquez in the meantime, tending to the straps on his right pad. .9:30 left in the second. Suppose we should have taken our media timeout. Gully to take the draw against Hesh. Gully with the most recent goal for the Gamblers. Put them ahead 2-0. And Gully will win the faceoff. Grabbed by O'Malley. Banked off the end wall to Beanstalk. Pass ahead, hit Hesh, came in front. Svitov got a stick on it, but couldn't poke it past Henriquez, who covers. And now we will have our media timeout. 9:18 left in the second. Green Bay leads 2-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center. 9:18 left in the second. Green Bay leads 2-0. First period goal for Frantisek Natusul. Second period goal for Elliot Gully. Goal by Gully just over a minute of game time ago. Green Bay wins the defensive zone draw. McKinnon working Kulkin in the corner, trying to get the puck back. O'Malley in there to help out his defensive partner. Grabbed by Kaharchik, tried to shovel it up the wall, getting a stick on it was Gully, taken away by Simpson. Up to the point to Morin. DDD to Vini, his shot wide of the cage. Off the back of the net, came to Simpson. Back to the point to Morin, his shot intentionally wide. Settled down to the side of the net, poked to the end wall by Henriquez. McKinnon tried to feed it in front and came to Morin across to Vini. Shot missed the cage again. Settled down on the back of the net, sticked off the back of the twine by Gully, sent up the near wall. Vini played it into the slot, but right to the stick of Tim. Off a Youngstown sticking out to center. McKinnon will pitchfork it back to Morin, retreating in his own end, and then sauces it down the ice for an icing whistle. Interesting play there by Morin as nobody up the far side wall at all for Youngstown. And Green Bay decided just to let it go down the ice. 8:33 left in the second. Shots on goal 22-8. Youngstown out shooting Green Bay 10-4 here in the second, but nothing to show for the effort right now is Roberto Leo Enriquez pitching the 22-save shutout at the moment. Karchik won the defensive zone draw. It came to Morin. Melker up the middle. Was looking for McKinnon, who got cross-checked in the back. They're going to wave off icing as Henriquez plays it up the near wall for Natusul. Bump back to the side of the cage for Harris. Spun away from Hesh and starts to carry ahead. Gains the neutral zone and then chipped it to the right wing corner. Natusul, the first one to it, fired around the kick plate for Wooten. Top of the left circle. Back below the net, it came through Natusul and over to Svitov. Off the window, it bounced to Hesh. Got it over to Morin across the red line. Lifted it to the end wall, came to the far side of the net where it was skated into by Kulkin, taken away by Hesh. He got it to Anderson. Logan getting cross-checked in the kidneys by Wooten as play continues. Up the wall, grabbed by Svitos, fed to the point for Berard. His shot off the blocker of Enriquez, rebound to Anderson, but nobody at the far half for Youngstown. Natusul skated it to the neutral zone, then was taken down by Anderson. Penalty up coming behind the play. So I think Svitov maybe for a rough. Slashing, actually, the call on Alexander Svitov. Time of the penalty, 12:34. Green Bay 0 for 1 on the power play. Halfley to take the draw against Rusinski. Phantoms control the draw. Vini will get the clear. Henriquez over to the left corner, spun it away from Rusinski. Came up the wall to Roosevelt, and then back behind the net for O'Sullivan. To Katz and then to Roosevelt to carry ahead. Red line and blue into the zone. Chipped around the kick plate by Katz. Back to the point for O'Sullivan. Across, Carcone, shot, he scored. Gino Carcone, his second goal of the season, puts Green Bay ahead 3-0. Time of the power play goal for Green Bay, 13:07. Carcone, lots of time, lots of space there in the left circle. Able to snap it, looked like blocker side on Lepak. Discussion between the captains and the official at center ice here before the faceoff. Gully controls the draw. It is Bizguns off of Rusinski's ankle and into the Green Bay zone, but as Hextall tried to get it deep, it was taken away by the Gamblers. Spun around to the far side. Bizguns up the wall off of Martin out to center. Gully lost it to Murphy. Carter into the zone to Rusinski. Skate to stick. His shot sticked away easily by Henriquez. Into the corner. Bizguns off of Rusinski's shoulder, able to regather and worked it out to center for Knutson. Down into the Youngstown end where Martin was knocked down by Murphy. Puck played over to Houston off of Jardine into the left wing corner. First one to it was Fedotov. Sent around near corner. Gully swept it off the wall. Came to Butkowski, but as he tried to step off the wall, puck had too much steam and it rolled to Beanstalk. Into the Youngstown end, centering feed off its mark, and Butkowski ahead to the Green Bay line for Miller. Ducked around O'Malley, but lost the puck to Beanstalk. Will turn and fire out to center, and it's redirected in by Martin. Into the right wing corner. Wooten lost his footing and the puck. Youngstown off of Butkowski, kept at the left point by Natusul. Back behind the cage came to Berard. Took a bump from behind by Wooten. Puck still loose there, just to the near side of the Phantoms' goal. Sent around to the right point for Beanstalk. Trickled down into the corner. Samuelson tried to give it back to Beanstalk. Sliding block by Miller. Able to get it to neutral. Picked up by O'Malley and fired back in. Gamblers going to try to get a couple of fresh bodies on the ice here as Berard grabs the puck. Plays it off the stick of Carcone and out to center. Fired right back in by O'Malley. Wilson out to center off of Miller. Phantoms will go for a line change now as O'Sullivan carries around the net to the near side for the Gamblers. Sent back far side for Harris. Got past McKinnon and into the zone. Down the right side. Back up the wall for Halfley. He'll turn and fire to the glove of Lepak, who holds. 4:52 left in the second. Green Bay leads 3-0. 2 goals in the period for the Gamblers. Gully and Carcone on the power play. Karchik kicked out of the circle. McKinnon will step in to take the draw. And he'll win that draw against Halfley. Morin takes it to the corner. Chip behind the net, grabbed by Kaharchik. Cooch to the neutral zone, grabbed the red line by Simpson, turned and fired into the zone, but grabbed by O'Sullivan, immediately sent ahead to the Youngstown line for Katz into the zone, floated through the low slot, ended up on net, and Lepak will glove and hold. Linesman in to separate a meeting of the minds to the near side of the net. 4:31 left in the second. Shots on goal, 23-10. Shots for the period, 11-6 in favor of Youngstown as well. But Green Bay has scored on 2 of their 6 shots here in the middle frame. Defensive zone draw won by the Phantoms. Thompson up the wall and out to center. Green Bay re-enters offside. Or did the Phantoms put it out of play off the clearing attempt? Signal wasn't really clear, but they're bringing the faceoff back into the Youngstown zone. Faceoff won by Youngstown once more. Svitov trying to find Anderson. Blocked off by the Gamblers. Bounces back to Hesh into the zone. Couldn't skate through O'Malley. Passed ahead. They were looking through Roswell under his stick and out to Thompson at center. D over to Vini. Up to the red line for Anderson. Logan cross the ice for Svitov. Spins at the top of the circle. There's nobody at the point, and the puck came to Kulkin. Over to Gully. Red line in blue into the zone. Forced wide by Murphy. Tried to give it back in the circle. They did get it on net there. Knutson with a shot saved by Lepak. Rebound cleared out to center by Youngstown. Skated into by O'Malley. Retreats into his own zone. Played it back to center. Grabbed at the official's crease by Hesh and fired right back in. Behind the net, it's O'Malley. Up the middle to the red line. Bumped back by Wooten for Samuelson. Gains the red line. Now retreats. And dumps it deep. Murphy was the first one to it, but overskated. Grabbed by Natussel up the wall to Wooten. To the point for Bizguns. Back down the wall to Natussel. Put Murphy on his back hip, trying to bring it around to the far side. Couldn't get a shot away. Forced to the corner. Back around the kick plate. Bizguns holds the left point. Floats it back down the wall. In the corner, it's Wooten. Spun away from Vini, who doesn't have a stick. Tried the wrap around Lepak. Shut it off. And penalty on the play. Interference will be called on JT Vini. Time of the penalty on Vini, 16:59. And Green Bay 1 for 2 on the power play. Equipment manager Andrew Russ hands a new twig for Vini over to linesman Douglas Hook, who brings it over to the penalty box for JT. Just the 3rd minor on the season for Vini. As Green Bay wins the draw, but taken away by Houston and cleared off a gambler and into the Green Bay bench. Faceoff will be at center. So says referee Kevin Corbett. Brzezinski to take the draw against Hafley. 6 seconds gone off the penalty clock as Hafley wins the draw. Off of Katz and O'Sullivan over to Roswell into the zone down the right wall. Left it for Katz, top of the circle. Back to Roswell in the corner. Through Katz up to O'Sullivan at the point. Point to point over to Carcone. Lifted back center point for O'Sullivan. Back to Carcone off of his stick to the bottom of the circle. Brzezinski got a twig on it. It rolled to Wilson. Jack will fire around the kick plate. Picked up by Houston behind the net. Banked off the window and out to center. Down the ice it goes. Fans will get some fresh bodies on the ice as O'Sullivan brings it around the cage in the near side. 2:20 left in the second. 3-0 Gamblers. Katz out to center for O'Sullivan and into the zone. To Carcone. Fed to the right corner for Hafley. Up the wall for Katz. Came back to Hafley off the stick of Hesh. Fed behind the net. Picked up by Cal Houston. And sent out a play. Faceoff will come back into the Phantoms' end. 2:02 left in the second. And 1:01 left in the interference call to JT Vini. Face off to the right of Lepak. Gully will be kicked out of the circle. I think Samuelson will come in to take the draw. No, it'll be Wooten. Face-off won by Wooten. Bizguns, center point, over to the left circle. Hesh lost his twig, and I think somebody played it away. Yeah, they're going to get Samuelson for playing Hesh's stick away from him. And interference will be the call. That'll wipe out the rest of the power play. We'll play 4-on-4 for 53 seconds. And Youngstown will have 1:01 of power play before the period ends. And can you play an opponent's stick out of the way? Yes, but when he's reaching for it, no. And I believe that is what our officials saw there. And so we'll skate 4-on-4. Halfley to take the draw against Rusinski, who won it cleanly, but too cleanly. It goes out to center. Sorry, it was Wooten on the penalty. Houston to Simpson. Into the zone. Back over to Rusinski. Pass across, hit a gambler in the helmet. That was Halfley as it rolled into the corner. Rusinski up the wall, taken away by the gambler, spun far side. Wilson trying to keep it in the zone. He did to Simpson to Rusinski. Rue across under the stick of Houston and out to center. Cal, D to D to Wilson. And drop back for Houston. Cal. Nifty moves to get through a couple of stick checks. Came to Wilson. Thrown through the slot. Ricocheted Houston at the side of the net. And they're going to get Houston for running into the goaltender. And so Green Bay will get a 4-on-3 power play. No, I checked that. It's going to be 4-on-4 because just out of the box came the Phantoms. So it will be 4-on-4 for the final minute of the second period in the first 6 seconds of the third. And the Gamblers will get a 54-second power play as JT Vini, just this moment, is out of the box. So we're at 4-on-4, still at even strength as Green Bay controlled the offensive zone draw, but Gully was knocked off the puck and played ahead by Jardine. Into the zone comes Kaharchik, trying to dance through Harris, but Gully came on the back check and took the puck away. Fed back to Harris. Kaharchik knocked him off the biscuit. Came to Jardine. Sent near side for Thompson. Braden into the zone. Taken off the puck by O'Sullivan. Feathered up the wall to Samuelson. He'll carry it back 2-on-2 with Gully. Chris crosses with his man. Almost lost his footing there in the right circle. Murphy couldn't take the puck away. Gamblers up to the right point. Now it's taken away by Jardine. Feathered over to Thompson. Braden from the red line dropped it back to Murphy. 10 seconds left in the period. Carter into the zone, 1-on-4. Looking for help. Gave it to Jardine. Fed across from McKinnon. Shot Henriquez. Save. And that is how the second period will end. Gamblers get goals from Gully and Carcone. And at the end of 40 minutes, they lead 3-0. Shots on goal for the game, 24-12. In favor of Youngstown. Phantoms with 12 shots in the period. Green Bay with 8. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have the second intermission report here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532. Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate. Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot, hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins in OT. Let's go, Phantoms!
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center for the second intermission report. At the end of 40 minutes of play, the Green Bay Gamblers lead the Youngstown Phantoms 3-0. Shots on goal for the game, 24-12 in favor of Youngstown. Phantoms outshoot Green Bay 12-8 in the second period. We entered the middle frame with the Gamblers already having 1-0 lead at 9:38. Elliot Gully scored his sixth goal of the season to double the Gamblers' advantage. Gully trying a centering feed cross ice from the right corner, but as that puck came through the slot, it hit off a Phantom stick and went through the 5-hole of Owen Leapak to put the Gamblers ahead 2-0, and then at 13:07 was a power play goal for Gino Carcone, his second goal of the season. And they are reviewing that for assists right now down the press box to my left. That is how Green Bay got to their 3-0 lead. Roberto Leo Enriquez currently pitching a 24-save shutout. Owen Leapak has stopped 9 out of 12. Phantom power play is 0 for 2. Green Bay power play is 1 for 3. We are going to start the third period at 4-on-4 for 6 seconds, and Green Bay will have a 54-second man advantage. Going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Veterans, the Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Fans, 50/50 raffle tickets for tonight's game are on sale now in the main concourse. Tickets are $1 each or 10 for $5. Head to the main entrance to get your tickets now.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins an OT. Let's go, Phantoms!
USHL, our stars rise.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center during the second intermission report. Gamblers lead the Phantoms 3-0. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. One other USHL game today. It's between the Sioux Falls Stampede and the Des Moines Buccaneers, and right now as they're in the final 10 seconds of the first period, Sioux Falls has a 2-0 lead. Kynanen and Solomon with the markers for the Stampede. Over to the NHL scoreboard. Canucks down the Capitals 4-3. Red Wings over the Oilers 4-2. Red Wings are 5-1 on the season. Then later tonight, the Ducks and Blackhawks, the Bruins and Mammoth, both of those games starting at 7 Eastern. Over to the NFL scoreboard. Giants up 13-0 over the Broncos and Denver Colts. All over the Chargers 23-3 at the half. Halfway through the second quarter in Dallas, the Cowboys lead the Commanders 20-8. 19 seconds left in the first half in Arizona. Cardinals up 6-3 on the Packers. Earlier this afternoon, Rams big winners over the Jaguars 35-7. Bears beat the Saints 26-14. Browns big winners over the Dolphins 31-6. Keep your opinions to yourself, Jim. Patriots beat the Titans 31-13. Chiefs shut out the Raiders 31-0. Eagles 28-22 winners over the Vikings. And the Panthers down the Jets 13-6. That'll do it for our out-of-town scoreboard and the second intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, third period action between the Phantoms and Gamblers will be 4-on-4 for 6 seconds, and then Green Bay will be on the power play here on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
USHL, our stars rise.
Attention fans, do not forget to grab your Chuck-a-Pucks. They are available for purchase right now in the main concourse. Get yours before the second intermission and be ready for your chance to win some good prizes. Chuck-a-Puck will be taking place after the second period. Can you make it in the Ohio Lottery Bucket? Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Watch this. Let's face it, what a time to be making a hockey show.
Nice. Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped.
Let them know what they're in for here.
Here we are.
I'm scared of you guys. I'm scared of you.
What keeps you motivated?
I think winning. I don't really know any different.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center for the start of the third period. Gamblers lead 3-0. We're going to start at 4-on-4 for 6 seconds, and then Green Bay will be on the power play for the next 54 or less. They have added assists to both Gambler goals in the second period. The Gully goal will be from Knutson and Harris. The Carcone goal will be from Katz and O'Sullivan. So in 6 seconds, Zach Wooten will be out of the penalty box, and Green Bay will be on their fourth power play of the game. Samuelson and Rusinski take the draw. Rue wins it. Roll for initiative. Third period's underway. Banked ahead for Rusinski. Spins at the left hash, and out of the box is Wooten. Green Bay on the power play. Phantoms break off the attack, and Green Bay will carry ahead. Bizguns drops it back for Wooten. Gains the red line, feather to the blue for Natussel, and dumped in the zone. Came around to the right corner. Vini couldn't clear. Gully up to the point for Bizguns. Back to Gully. He'll carry up to the right point. Down the wall. Gives it up to Samuelson. Back to Gully. Back to Samuelson along the wall. To the point for Bizguns. Left circle, Natussel. One-timer. Stopped by Lepak. Rebound. Pitchforked. But kept by Natussel. They're going to rule it a hand pass, though. 12 seconds left on the power play for Green Bay. Face-off coming to the neutral zone, which will probably just about wrap up the man advantage effort for the Gamblers. Karchik to take the draw against Halfley. Again, 12 seconds left to the power play for Green Bay. McKinnon lost his footing. Karchik won the draw cleanly, grabbed by Wilson. Turns and fires down the ice. That will do it for the Green Bay power play. As Cal Houston is out of the box right now. As into the zone came O'Sullivan behind the cage. It bounced off the heel of Lepak's stick, popped up in the air by Katz. Settled down behind the net again. Katz regathered, fed the point for O'Sullivan. D over to Harris. Turn inflicted on net. Blocker saved by Lepak. More into the rebound to Houston. Phantoms have 3 defensemen out here right now. And now Cal will head to the bench as McKinnon's dump-in attempt hit O'Sullivan in the stomach. Came back to him. Morin back ahead of the line for Simpson. Dumped into the zone. Henriquez couldn't slow it down behind the cage. Came up to the left point for Morin. Turned and fired. Drifted it wide of the net. Don't know if Henriquez ever saw it. Murphy pinched in to keep it alive. Into the circle for Anderson. His shot was blocked. Loose at the edge of the blue paint. Cleared out of danger by the Gamblers. Martin couldn't get it out of the zone. Simpson working forward along the near half. 2 minutes gone in the third. Phantoms lead trail 3-0. Wishful thinking on my part. Murphy danced around a man. Fed over to the right circle for Morin. Back to the point. Murphy held the zone. Back into the corner over Kaharchik's stick. Picked up by Harris. Couldn't get it past Kaharchik. Regathered as it came back to him. Kaharchik working the back check, but Harris able to protect and get it out to the neutral zone. Bounced back down into the Phantoms and no icing here. Murphy behind him to Kaharchik. Dances past Martin and Tim. Gains the neutral zone. Cooch into the Gambler end to Anderson. Back to Kaharchik. Centering feed fanned on it. Second attempt. Hit Beanstalk and popped up in the air. Beanstalk trying to get back to his feet. Meanwhile, O'Malley pries the puck out of the scrum. Starts to carry ahead. Into the zone comes Tim. Watched by Wilson. Jack took the puck right away from him. Sent it around far side for Berard. Knutson held the zone, as did Roswell. Came into the circle. Wilson off the dasher. Came past Knutson, who fanned on the one-timer. Banked out to center by Simpson. Into the zone comes Rusinski, 1-on-4. Rue toe dragging the shot, but he fanned on it. Good defense by O'Malley as the Gamblers clear the puck out to center. Picked up by Berard and dumped back in. Henriquez sets it up behind the net. Plays it past Hextall, stopped at the right half. And fed back behind the net for Jack. Hextall turning through the blue paint. In front, Rusinski couldn't put it home, and neither could Jardine. Now it's Berard intentionally wide of the cage. Bounce to the weak side. Rusinski. Far point for Berard. His shot through the blue paint. And now off the corner boards, ricocheted back to the blue paint, and Henriquez will put the trapper on top of it. Line changes for both sides. 16-19 left in the third. Green Bay leads 3-0. Green Bay has not shut out the Phantoms since March 5th of 2021. Matt Davis put a clean sheet on the Phantoms. Vini, shot, scores! Boom, shaka-laka-laka boom. It is not JT Vini, though. It is Kyle O'Leary with the redirect for his first USHL goal, and Youngstown is on the board. They trail 3-1. Time of the goal, 3:45. Still plenty of time left in this game for the Phantoms. You know, they say try to get a goal every 5 minutes if you can. There's number one for Youngstown. We're in the Youngstown end off the restart as Carcone sends one wide of the cage. Up the wall to Svitov. Behind him to Hesh into the zone. Anderson was offside. And the whistle does blow. Phantoms have scored 3 goals in a period a couple of times this year. Did it twice against the U17s on Friday night. Scored 3 in the second and 3 in the third. Along the way to a 7-3 win. That is what is needed here today. As Green Bay won the neutral zone draw, they will fire it down to the Youngstown end. Natussel, the first one to it along the end wall. Bumped off the biscuit by Thompson. Came to the front of the net. Shot saved by Lepak. Rebound loose in the slot. Played to the point for Harris. Slipped over toward O'Sullivan, but he was at neutral. so he will regather and fire it back in. Came far half for McKinnon, tried to bump it down to Vini. Pinballed around, finally came back to the Phantoms. Kaharchik to McKinnon into the zone. Shot was blocked by Harris. Around to the near side, Simpson tried to feed the point, but Morin was cutting to the middle, and he'll have to hustle back into his own end for it. Wilson fired it in around the dasher, came to the left corner for Simpson. Couldn't feed the point, cut off by Martin, and he'll bank it out to center. Knudsen denied the zone by Wilson, but into the zone comes Samuelson now. Good back check by Kaharchik. Picked his pocket, then nice move to dance around Cruz Martin. Out to center from Warren. Spun off the hip check of Knudsen. Phantoms can't get it deep, though. Came free of the scrum. Worked over to Wilson. Jack into the zone for a shot that was blocked the end wall by Fedotov. I think he broke his stick on the play. He'll hustle back over to the bench to get a new twig. Rusinski held the zone. Hextall off a check to the right half wall. Taken away by the Gamblers and sent back out to center. Grabbed at the red line by Houston. Dumps it back in. Fedotov had it poked away for a moment by Jardine as it rolled to the far wall. Jardine in on the forecheck, trying to get it back for Youngstown. Phantoms finally solved Leo Henriquez. Now they need a couple more. Rusinski to the point for Houston. Cal floats to the near wall, carries it to the bottom of the circle. Fed it in front, looking for a tip by Jardine. It wouldn't go. And the puck is either held by Henriquez or out of play. We'll have our media timeout. 13:56 left in the third. Green Bay leads 3-1. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Your best source for everything hockey is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game.
McDavid to the net.
Off the ice player content you won't find anywhere else.
You guys have a helmet I could throw on for this?
The most NHL edge stats and advanced analytics and ways to catch up on the game how you want, when you want. When it comes to following the NHL, don't settle for anything else. Hockey is better on the NHL app.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center. 13:56 left in the third. Gamblers lead 3-1. Green Bay controls the defensive zone draw. Behind the cage, it's O'Malley. Up the middle to Roosevelt. Ahead to the red line for Wooten. He'll redirect it into the right wing corner of the Youngstown zone. Swept it around the boards. Came to Anderson for the Phantoms. Up the far side. Gully turned and tried to get it to Wooten in the slot. That would not go. Came to the right corner for Houston. You can hear one of our referees telling them to move the puck. And they will come up the wall. It's traded off to Roosevelt now in the right corner. Bump back down low. First one there is Murphy, but overskated. Kicked it to man behind the net. That was Hesh. Now Anderson, and across for Murphy. Cal into the Carter into the zone. Sharp angle shot. Henriquez with the save, and he'll hold. "13 minutes exactly left in the third. Gamblers lead by 2. Face off to the right of Henriquez. Bukowski to take the draw. But Natusa will win that face-off. O'Sullivan over to Harris, up the wall for Carcone. Fed through center, but nobody there for Green Bay. No icing on the play. Berard to the right corner, left it there for Wilson. Danced past his man, fed it back up the wall, was looking for Miller. Going to roll clear for O'Leary. Dropped it back, looking for Bukowski. Pass was out of his reach, and the Gamblers will bring it back through center. Halfley couldn't bring it in cleanly, and then Halfley put down Jack Wilson. And Jack slow to get to his feet. Penalty on Halfley on the play. Cross-checking will be the call on Landon Halfley. Phantoms head to the power play. Halfley now 23 penalty minutes on the season. Phantoms 0 for 2 on the power play. They were set to get a power play late in the second period, but then Cal Houston took that goaltender interference penalty. Face off into the corner as we are back to action. Wilson walks the blue line. Eyes the cage, fires, missed the net. Red goal light came on for no reason. Simpson tried to feed the back door, but fanned on the pass as it rolled into the slot and picked up and cleared by the Gamblers. Rusinski floats it near side for Simpson. Into the zone down the wall. Double teamed in the corner. Grabbed by O'Sullivan for a moment. Came to Wooten as he was falling down. He gets the clear. Rusinski at the red line. Dropped it back for Wilson. Fed over to Kaharchik. He'll chip it to the end wall. Going after it. Bizguns beat him to the puck, though. He'll battle behind the net. Rusinski worked it free and up the wall. Grabbed by Wooten. Kept at the point nicely by Wilson. Jack turned and fired it far side, but nobody there for Youngstown. And the Gamblers send it the length of the ice. On net, Lee Pack will bump it up to Murphy. Second power play unit cycling on. 50 seconds left in the advantage for Youngstown. Murphy dropped it back for Hextall. Into the zone for Hesh. Tried to dump it deep, grabbed by Green Bay and bounced just over the stick of Murphy at the line. Phantoms will have to clear and touch up. Murphy back into the zone. He'll float near point. Fed at center point for McKinnon. Came to Murphy, a crossover, one-timer, Hextall! They're battling in front. Henriquez kicked the net off. Puck is still loose. Hextall played it to the corner. Net came up off its pegs and somehow came back on as Henriquez was trying to deny the Phantoms right there and did so. Hextall, 5 seconds left in the power play. Murphy to McKinnon, shot missed the cage, rebound to the right corner, and out of the box comes Halfley. Gamblers back to full strength. Back out to center and ahead comes Halfley. Halfley in, shot, blockers, they leap back! Gave up the rebound and Halfley put it in. Landon Halfley, his 5th goal of the season, puts Green Bay ahead 4-1. Time of the goal, 9:40. Lepak made the initial save with the blocker, but the rebound came back to the weak side. And Halfley, as he skated past, put it into the empty net. Gamblers control the draw, snapped into the zone by O'Sullivan. Lepak stops it behind the cage, sent it up the near wall. Gamblers held the zone. Around the left corner is Houston, ducked around a big hit that was coming from Knutson. From his stomach, O'Leary tried to clear, and it looks like Gamblers are going to be called for tripping on the play. Time of the penalty on Cruz Martin will be 9:54. Youngstown 0 for 3 on the power play. I know a 3-goal lead with 10 minutes left doesn't look great, but if Youngstown, they can get a goal here, get a goal again in the next 5 minutes, you're only down 1. As you come down the home stretch, gives yourself a chance as Youngstown controls the draw. Wilson, point to point over to Simpson. Side of the net for Jardine, back to Simpson. Center point Wilson. Back to Simpson, eyes the cage, fed it through, kick saved by Enriquez, and the rebound cleared by Samuelson. Lepak sets it up for Wilson. Phantoms couldn't bring it ahead, denied the red line by Wooten. Wilson back forward in his own end. Behind him to Kaharchik. 1:20 left in the power play. To Wilson. To Rusinski. Who's at the top of the circle, grabbed by Jardine. Into the corner for Wilson. Back up to the point for Rusinski. Top of the left circle for Simpson. Couldn't feed it through the box. Was trying to get it to Wilson on the right side. Blocked off by the Gamblers and cleared. Phantoms will change up the attacking unit. Less than a minute remaining on the power play. Murphy to Hesh. And into the zone. Forced the wall by O'Sullivan. Banked it back up the wall to Murphy. Fired across to Hextall. Jack, right half. Side of the net, fed across. McKinnon had it bounce on him, able to play it to the point for Murphy. To Hextall, back to Murphy. Carter to Hextall. Eyed the cage, couldn't shoot it. Fed it back door, redirected just wide of the net. I believe that was McKinnon on the back door. Murphy back to Hextall along the wall. Side of the net for Hesh, back to Hextall. 20 seconds left on the power play. Murphy to McKinnon, shot. Saved in front, and I think a penalty upcoming, though I could not tell you on who. A slashing call. And we'll have immediate timeout. 8:19 left in the third. Phantoms trail by 3. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports. Sam Harris called for slashing. Phantoms will get their second 5-on-3 of the game. This one will only be 13 seconds long, though. Love to see the Phantoms attack the net more on this 5-on-3. Certainly did not do so on the first opportunity. Shots on goal for the game, 30-19 in favor of Youngstown. Yeah, that's 7-6 in the period in favor of the Gamblers. Each team with a goal here in the middle frame. Face-off won by Rusinski. Jardine up to the point to Kaharchik. Top of the left circle for Wilson. Simpson between the circles. Rusinski one-timer blocked by a sliding Samuelson, and out of the box comes Cruz Martin. Rusinski shot glove save by Henriquez. So 1:41 left on the power play for Youngstown. So the 5-by-3 went by the wayside for the second time tonight. Kaharchik to take the draw to the right of Henriquez. He'll win that faceoff against Halfley. Wilson to Simpson. One-timer loose in front. Phantoms think it's in. I saw Jardine pointing at it. We'll find out. As I think Kaharchik might have taken a stick up high again. He just threw his glove off in disgust. So Kaharchik down on all fours to the far side of the net, now pounding on the ice. He's very angry.
That win.
So Kaharchik showing the blood on his face to the officials right now. That puck did go in. Matusz Kaharchik put that off the top of the net and back in. That puck's in the net. Refs are talking about it, and they are going to go to video. Just saw Sean Cornstalk give the video review indicator. From what I saw, Matusz Kaharchik put that top shelf and it bounced back out very quickly. So from what I saw, Youngstown has scored a power play goal. We're going to step aside while the referees review it. 7:53 left in the third. Listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey and Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Think back to the beginning. That first game. That first jersey. That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
No goal on the play. Kaharchik hit the crossbar. And the Gamblers did not cover it with a defenseman in the crease, so no penalty shot for Youngstown either. From the main cam, I thought it might have been off the top of the net and quickly back out, but the overhead cam for the goal review showed clearly off the crossbar. Phantoms still on the power play, 90 seconds left on that man advantage. Jardine around the cage, tried to feed the point, but Wilson was more toward the middle, and it's back down into the Phantom zone. Wilson to Simpson. Couldn't handle it cleanly, able to gather and fire it in as O'Malley bumped it behind him to O'Sullivan, who gets the clear. Just to the side of the net, Lee Pack will set it up for Wilson. 60 seconds left in the power play, 7:20 left in the third. Gamblers lead 4-1. Rusinski into the zone. Down the wall to, I believe that was Jardine, but Green Bay able to get the steal and the clear. Lee Pack delaying behind the net. Up the wall to Rusinski and now Hextall. Jack into the zone. Over to the wall for Jardine. To the point for Murphy. Center point Rusinski. Over to Sweetoffs. Fed down low to Hextall. To Rusinski. Toe drag shot. Save. Rebound. Still loose. Halfley upended Rusinski. Fans want to call nothing coming. As Green Bay with another clear. 15 seconds left in the power play. Lepak quickly back to the line into the zone comes Hextall. Fed through the slot, couldn't find Hesh or Svitov. Green Bay banks it back out to center. Anderson back to Hextall, but offside with 3 seconds left on the man advantage. Neutral zone draw. Poked free of the scrum, squirts down into the Youngstown end, and Harris is out of the box. Green Bay back to full strength. Phantoms, I believe, dropped to 0 for 4 on the power play. Houston to Morin with 6 minutes left in regulation. Gathered by the Gamblers, sent right back out to center. Houston to Morin, and then O'Leary. Floated back to Morin, kept at the line by Knutson, down low for Martin. Bodied up by Houston, picked up by Morin again. And out to center for O'Leary. Ahead for Butkovsky, through McKinnon and to O'Leary, but the pass was a little bit behind him and stolen by the Gamblers. Into the zone comes Martin, spins it across, looking for Halfley, but Butkovsky on the back check, able to get the clear to Thompson. Braden sends it on net. Henriquez will throw the trapper on top of it with 5:23 left in the third. Well, with 33 shots for the game, you can't say the Phantoms haven't had their chances. Henriquez, a couple of sparklers in the second period to keep Youngstown off the board. Allowed Green Bay to build on their lead. Gamblers a couple of breakaway goals. And another goal that went in off a Phantom stick. Gamblers win the defensive zone draw. Stolen by Anderson, his spinning shot off a Green Bay skate and wide. Into the left corner it goes. I think there's a Gambler on top of the puck. Can hear the ref saying, move the puck, but I believe sitting on top of the biscuit was Natussel. He opened the scoring for Green Bay, the 8:36 mark of the first. Scored on the breakaway. Snapped it through the 5-hole of Lepak. Going to kick Rusinski out of the circle. And Hextall will step in to take the draw. Be opposed by Natussel. Face-off controlled by Youngstown. Jardine up the wall to Murphy. Lost the puck under pressure from Gully, who will take it in and backhand it down to the Youngstown end. Jardine to open ice, found Hextall, who clubbed it ahead to center, found Rusinski into the zone one-on-one. Rue, power move to the cage and never got a shot away. Net stayed on its pegs through contact. Lepak started to head to the bench. He thought, he is going to go to the bench. Lepak on the bench for the extra attacker with 4:37 left in regulation. Phantoms trail by 3. Puck out to center. Picked up by Hextall, slid over to Thompson. Braden into the zone. Right wall. Into the corner now. Shoveled behind the net. Grabbed by Fedotov. He will just lift it to the safety of the neutral zone. Bouncing puck gloved down by Murphy. Over to Thompson, through the slot to McKinnon, to Jardine. Shot, rebound, McKinnon, put it off the post! And Henriquez covers. Well, we know it's at least the second post of the period for Youngstown. Timeout, Youngstown will take it with them. 4:12 left in the third. Phantoms trail 4-1. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
.412 left in the third. Phantoms trail 4-1. Owen Leapak on the bench for the extra attacker. So 6 attackers on 5 right now. Be Hextall to take the face-off for Youngstown. To the left of Henriquez, who stopped 34 out of 35. Been nothing short of outstanding tonight. Hextall won the draw. Wilson turns, fires, hit bodies in front. Jardine, rebound! Simpson digging with it, still loose. Picked up by the Gamblers, skated out of danger, and they will just fire it down the ice. Not enough steam on it for icing and was not toward the empty net. Wilson battling against Carcone, able to keep it away from the Gambler forward. Rusinski protecting. Stolen by Carcone, flipped toward the empty net, but wide, and say this should be icing. It is, with 3:44 left in the third. Phantoms do not have a 6-on-5 goal this season. Have given up 2 empty netters. I believe 1 to Cedar Rapids and 1 to Muskegon. Phantoms control the draw. Simpson played it in front, saved by Henriquez. Into the corner for Jardine, up to the point for Wilson. Back to Jardine. Traded off to Simpson. Cooper shot. Saved by Henriquez. Rusinski couldn't keep it along the near wall. Back to center. Grabbed by Wilson. Jack in his own zone. Starts to carry ahead. Up to the line for Hextall. Down the far wall. Able to carry as far as the corner. To Jardine, to Simpson. Spins away from Gully. To Hextall, to Wilson, to Rusinski, one-timer, saved by Henriquez. Rebound off the corner boards and out to center. Phantoms have to get some fresh bodies on the ice right now, and Hextall will be the first to go to the bench. Over the wall comes Kaharchik. Left for Rusinski. Rue gained the red line, sent it to the left wing corner. Phantoms up to the point, kept by Wilson. Over to Simpson, skate to stick, back to Wilson. To the circle, Rusinski. Wilson, center point, one-timer, blocked. Rebound to the far wall. Simpson couldn't feed the point. Pinballing around. Simpson wins it back. Down into the corner, up to the point for Wilson. Jack turned, fire, drifted it wide of the cage. Rusinski to the rebound. Behind the net for Simpson. Fed through, but nobody at the right point for Youngstown. Back forward is Wilson to keep it away from Katz in the empty net. To McKinnon. Back up to the line. Pinballing around, grabbed by Samuelson. Samuelson killing time. Sent out to the red line for Katz. He'll turn and spin it into the zone, but picked off by Anderson, left for Murphy. Carter into the zone, played to the right wing corner. Butkowski, the first one to it. Up the wall, grabbed by Halfley for a moment. Anderson digging for it. Fed to the point. Unable to hold the line was Murphy. Phantoms will have to touch up. Less than 100 seconds left in the third. Phantoms trail by 3. To Butkowski to Anderson. Chipped it wide of the net. Henriquez had it bounce over his stick, slapped up the wall by Carcone, kept at the line by Anderson, trying to get it back deep. Grabbed by the Gamblers, though. They'll bank it off the far wall and down the ice. This will be icing on Green Bay with 78 seconds left in the third. So Phantom's 3-game winning streak will be broken. Had a chance to jump up into first with 17 points had they won today. But Dubuque and Muskegon will remain 1-2, tied at 16 points as Green Bay controls the draw. O'Sullivan around the wall to Knutson. He'll just redirect it out to the neutral zone. Not enough steam on this for icing, so Wilson will pick it up and carry around the cage to the near side. To Jardine. Stolen at the red line by Tim. Couldn't work it back into the zone. Picked up by Rusinski. And then McKinnon turned over, and Tim toward the empty net. Knutson scores. Adam Tim with the steal, and Nick Knutson with the empty netter to put Green Bay ahead 5-1 with 52 seconds left in the third period. So Youngstown will fall to 7-3, 1-0 on the year. Green Bay will lift their record to 5-5, 0-1. They will jump over Madison and into 6th place. Face-off one forward by Bukowski, grabbed by Beanstalk, played over and into the Youngstown end, picked up in the corner by Thompson. Across the ice to Bukowski, off the window, out to center, grabbed by O'Leary. From the red line, he'll fire it in. Trickles behind the cage, and Henriquez will play it back to the right corner for Kultgen. Back off a Youngstown stick, it came to the side of the net. I think that was Sean Miller, and Henriquez had to throw the trapper on top of it with 28.8 left in the third. Entering the game, Green Bay actually had a sub-500 record when scoring first. They were 1-2-0-1. You're going to lift that number to 2-2-0-1 as Green Bay won the defensive zone draw. They cleared down to the Youngstown end, picked up by Roosevelt. Knocked off the puck by Thompson, came free to O'Leary. Carries through neutral, behind him to Bukowski, who ended up into the zone offside with 13 seconds left in the third. Bukowski wins the draw. Morin sends it over to the far wall. Thompson couldn't get it deep. 5 seconds left in the game. Morin to Miller. Fires it into the zone. And the Green Bay Gamblers have defeated the Youngstown Phantoms by the final score of 5-1. Shots on goal for the game, 38-22 in favor of Green Bay. In favor of Youngstown. Phantoms with 14 shots in the third period. Green Bay with 10. Let's go ahead and keep it right here for the postgame show. Gamblers open the scoring at 8:41 of the first period. Breakaway goal for Frantisek Natusul. Third of the season. Gamblers led 1-0 at the end of the first. 9:38 of the second. Elliot Gully's 6th of the year. Nick Knutson and Sam Harris with the helpers. 13:07. Gino Carcone, a power play goal. Second marker of the season. Gavin Katz and Andrew O'Sullivan with the Apples. Green Bay led 3-0 at the end of 2. Phantoms got on the board at 3:45. Kyle O'Leary's first in the USHL. JT Vini with the assist. At 9:40, Landon Halfley out of the penalty box and into the net, put home a rebound after his breakaway chance for Halfley, his 5th of the season. He is owed an assist on that goal. Do not have the number of that for you right now. Then at 19:08, Nick Knutson scored on the empty net, assisted by Adam Tim. Owen Lepak took the loss. He stopped 17 out of 21. Leo Henriquez, who was superb today, gets the win. He stopped 37 out of 38. Gamblers were 1 for 4 on the power play. Youngstown was 0 for 5. Phantoms going to head to the road next weekend. Quick little 2-game trip out to Iowa to take on the Sioux City Musketeers. So I don't know if my notes can be believed here. I have a 7 o'clock and a 4:05 puck drop. It seems like 8:05 and 3:05 may be more likely. See if I can get that information confirmed for us here. Nope, my times are correct. So a 7:05 Eastern puck drop on Saturday. So no Friday night game for Youngstown. And then a 3:05 start on 3:05 Central start, so 4:05 Eastern start on Sunday for the Phantoms and Musketeers. Youngstown will then return for a 4-game homestand, starting with 2 against the Chicago Steel on Halloween and November 1st. And then that's an 8:05 start on Halloween, and then 6:05 on November the 1st, which is Saturday, before 2 against the Sioux Falls Stampede. For my engineers, Jim Craven and Dave Ferris pushing the buttons, keeping us on the air today. Brendan Miller, who is keeping things 100 on social media, and my son Jonathan. I am Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Thank you for tuning in today, everybody. One more time, your final score, Green Bay 5 and Youngstown 1. We will catch you here on All Hallows Eve against the Chicago Steel. Sound out. Fade to black.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.